Hello, good people. Welcome back to Modern Wife. My name is Sipokazi, and as you can see today, I have very, very special guest.
Yes.
It's Moti. So, guys, please introduce yourself.
This is your boy Tataron Bedi, and I am with my other half, Moisha.
I was just gonna say hi, my name is Mo.
Yeah, guys, it's Moti in the house, and we are with the Modern Wife.
As I had said, this is the month of love, and we're talking everything relationships, matters of the heart. And today what we're doing is we're going to be talking about the myths of marriage.
Yeah.
Yes, you were never ready. And what they're going to do is they're going to ask me just the myths. I'm going to debunk them with some truth. And we did a video also on their channel. So when you're done here, please just go over to their channel and check it out. I'll leave the link in the description box below.
That's up.
So guys, yeah, here.
What's the first myth?
Go easy on me, please.
This one is quiet.
Okay.
Is marriage as amazing as
it seems?
Like
Is it happily ever after, or is there T's and C's?
Yeah.
What did I get myself into?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can we? I just think I needed to give a bit more perspective into this. So can we do it maybe at the end?
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's fine.
Okay, because you know people always say when you get married, the most amazing thing is like waking up next to your partner.
Is that
Is it always nice, or is it times where you look at the person and you're like, yeah?
Look, it is. It's not always nice. I don't want to lie. Not that it's not always nice, but you don't always feel butterflies. I think that's one thing we need to be honest about, is that you don't always have butterflies. But the waking up next to someone that you really love, that's amazing. That I don't even want to lie, it's amazing. But some days you just don't really feel lovey-dovey, and that's normal.
Okay. Also like with the space thing, because like you guys share common space all of the time now.
Yeah.
So now, how do you get your own space?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Because our biggest conversation is always like space.
Yeah.
Like we like being with people like around each other, but sometimes I want my own space.
Yeah.
She wants her own space.
Yeah.
So how do you guys deal with that?
I think that's very important, even when you are married, and that's something that you still need to do whilst you're still in a relationship. I think I spoke about this as well on my video when I was talking about singleness, that whilst you are still single, the most important thing that you need to do is you need to be someone who's able to be happy alone. So if you are that person, you will be able to give your husband or your wife space, because you're two different people. You still have your own hobbies, you still have other things that you enjoy that the other person might not exactly enjoy. So it's important that you give each other that space.
Okay, now the money. How does that work?
Yeah,
do we go half?
Yeah.
Do we do 60-40?
Like,
do we
yours
split?
is mine, like, is that it?
As yours is mine? What's the chance?
What's yours should really be mine. What's yours is really mine, without really getting into the legalities and the contracts and all of that.
Yeah.
That I think it's something that you should really do together as a couple. So don't listen to what people say about that when it comes to the contracts. Just always do something that works for you. So research in that space and always do something that works for you. But what's yours is mine, in a sense that now we are in this union and we are together. If you happen to go and blow 20,000 rand, that somehow does affect me.
True.
So I need to know about that. So if I now have something
Damn.
that really does affect me, especially now when you have kids in the mix. There are certain things that now we can't do because the other person has maybe spent irregularly or something like that. But communication about money is very important. Who does what, who does this, that's very important. And the other thing that I've seen as well with us ladies is there's this expectation that the guy is supposed to do everything and my money is my money. I think that needs to be a conversation between the two of you. But I think in this day and age it's also unfair for us to expect that one person is going to do everything. But ideally your money does affect me and my money does affect you. So there's no two way about that.
Is your partner
is your partner allowed to cheat? What happens if your partner cheats?
Your partner, no, but Like the myth is that your partner is allowed to cheat at least once in the marriage. So is that true? Like, or is it a myth?
No, that's a myth.
Okay.
That is a myth. No,
Thank you.
that is not true. That is not true.
Okay.
But I think again it depends on a person. When that has happened, when that infidelity has happened, it depends on the two of you. If you really want to forgive the other person and still move on, or you just
And
want
do you think it's wrong to forgive?
I don't think it's wrong to
It's
forgive.
not wrong to forgive.
I don't think it's wrong to forgive, but I don't think you should actually do something because you know that the other person
Was
will
gonna
they have to
forgive you.
forgive me.
Sure.
I think that's a bit unfair. But I don't think it's wrong to really forgive. And the other thing as well that people don't talk about is that cheating does something as well to the person that they've been cheated on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of trust that is broken there, and now there's also a lot of self-doubt. Once a person has sort of cheated on you, to say, was I not enough? Why did you do that? So you start questioning yourself. Now you're just bringing something that you didn't need.
Yeah.
So
Very true.
yeah.
Very true.
Then the myth that we were speaking about in the research was that you have to wait at least a year before you have kids. Is that true or?
That's a myth. That's a myth. And I think with kids, that also sort of goes back to how our parents did things. I know my sister, when she got married, they didn't have a child within their first year, and she had a lot of pressure to have a child because it was like, but so go on and have a child. I want grandchildren.
Yeah.
Yes, every time it's like, when are you getting pregnant? When are you getting pregnant? And that is very insensitive, because what if that person really can't have children?
That is true.
Actually, or you can't afford children just yet.
Yes. So I think it's a conversation between the two of you, and in this modern day, it really should be about the two of you and no one else. If you guys feel like at this time we're not ready to have a child, no one should really force you to have a child. But I think the one thing that I need to mention is that by the time you get married, you should both agree that we want children.
Okay.
Then it shouldn't be something when we are married now, the other person say because it's like, well, I wasn't really sure that I wanted to have kids. So it should be something that we are waiting on this, but it's something that we both want to do.
After getting married, you drift away from your single friends. You become like part of a mom, or like the married squad, if I should say. Is that true?
That is true.
Really?
That is true.
What did you say?
It was so sad. That really happens.
But that makes sense though.
It doesn't have to, but that is really true. Sometimes it's really the friends that sort of cut themselves off because they feel like go all the time. It's tato, it's the kids. I can't really relate. So it does happen, but if there is that certain friendship, then you need to be very intentional. If there's that one person that you really don't want to lose that friendship, you need to be very intentional about it. And they also need to understand that now there's another person in my life that, because like it or not, your husband is supposed to take priority. So there is now someone who has...
Say that one again.
Your partner takes priority. Your partner is your number one. So so it does happen, but it doesn't have to. You can just be very intentional about that one friendship, maybe if that's how you want to do things. But yeah, it certainly does.
And then the in-laws, apparently the in-laws are, you have to be like good, what do you say, have to be good friends with them, man?
Yeah, like just have like a good relationship with them in order to have a happy marriage.
Your in-laws,
is that
so your husband or your wife's
like your
siblings, mothers.
I think in order to have a good marriage, that I can say it's a bit of a myth and a bit of a truth.
Okay.
And in a sense that you can live your life with your husband and wife without your in-laws, and your life can carry on with your kids and all of that. So it's possible to have a happy marriage without them. But you need to remember that that person, if it's maybe Utado, those are his parents, he loves them. That's his family. So as much as maybe he might not always mention it to you, a part of him will definitely miss them. Because he spent all of his life with them. So, but the other thing in that is that everyone needs to understand that they have a certain responsibility to play for the relationship to work.
Okay.
So you have a responsibility to play in a sense that now I'm going into a new family and I need to understand that things might not be done the way that I used to do them at home. Tato has a responsibility to make his family understand that now I'm bringing in a new person. Mo is now my number one. She is now my priority. My family comes first, and he also has a responsibility to protect you from his family. And they also have a responsibility to welcome you. So everyone has a responsibility. So if one party is not playing their responsibility, then there will be no relationship. But now one party wants to not play their relationship, but then they want to shift the blame. So no one is supposed to just sit and think that, oh, okay, now Umakoti Sefigile, she's just supposed to like me. You also have a responsibility as an adult as well to just make this comfortable for this angel.
Like preparing for marriage.
Yeah.
Guys, not yet. Give me 17 years before.
Pressure.
Oh, apparently you lose interest in your appearance as like a couple.
Yeah.
You know, in the beginning you try to impress each other, try to look good, try to stay fit. But when you say shut up, what's marry him?
Do I look like someone who's lost interest in me?
You seem like you should be walking in the university.
I think clearly, yes, that I would say it's a myth, but I've seen it happen. And I think it happens in instances where you make marriage the goal and not necessarily the journey. So if all your life, the one thing that you were just looking forward to...
You should quote that somewhere.
Wow.
Don't make marriage the goal, make it the journey.
Yeah, so if that's what you were working towards, you will really feel like I've arrived. And therefore there's nothing more for me to do. Now I am relaxed, I don't need to take care of myself, I've found my person and my person is just gonna stick around regardless of what happens. So I've seen it happen, but I think if you don't make marriage a goal and you understand that it's a journey, you still wanna look good for your partner. Like when I go and fetch my husband from work, I still put on my lipstick and be like, he needs to see he was spending 8 hours with other women. He must still see what he has. So I still try and fix myself. Yeah.
Okay.
So apparently once you shot her, the sex life decreases and it's not the same as it used to be from the beginning. There's no more that's
Energy. Yeah.
First of all, why were kids having sex before they got married? Why? But anyways, it happens. I would say that's somehow a myth, but there is a bit of truth in it, and I'll explain. It doesn't have to. That's the first thing. That's where in marriage, that's where you're supposed to be really, really, really making love. So it doesn't have to be that way, but it happens because, let's say now, for example, now you have kids. So you can't exactly do it anytime that you wanted to, like how you perhaps did previously. But that doesn't mean that now you shouldn't do it. It just means that you need to be more intentional. Like I said, you just need to be more intentional and be realistic. So you need to be realistic that, okay, now this is our life. Therefore, we just need to maybe shift. Maybe we just need to change from this. Maybe we need to
5
make
p.m.
sure
to
11
p.m.
Maybe we need to make sure that the kids go to sleep, Naganjani at 7 and things like that. But it doesn't really have to be that way. That's really, I think that's very important. And again, I need to mention that us as ladies, we're very guilty of having headaches and now being tired, all of that. And that's again when you make marriage your goal. So if it was that thing that you were driving to and now you feel like I've arrived, then you will feel as if there is no need to keep pleasing each other. There's no need now, the intimacy, Yani, it's died down. But if you understand that I'm still here to serve the other person, then you will talk about it. You will obviously have conversations and communication about intimacy, and it's really supposed to be much better. It's supposed to be way better. It is better.
You lose your freedom and sense of independence in a marriage.
Sure.
There's no more the boys.
Yeah.
And yeah, the guys who are like the boys, eh? Again, I would say that is somehow true.
Yeah.
But again, that's when you didn't do what you were supposed to do in your singleness. And I've seen this a lot with ladies. And that's why the guys don't have that, because they always remember the boys. But with us, once we get married or once you get into a relationship, now you start living your life for this person. And now it's no longer about you. You forget that you are a whole, complete human being, individual, and you just live. I know the guys do it to a bit of an extreme. Every night it's the boys.
Yeah.
That's extreme. That's extreme. But if you really didn't spend your singleness being happy alone, when you do get married, you are gonna want to, I don't know if I'm making sense. Yeah. So I've seen it happen, but again, in marriage you need to be intentional about everything. That's one thing I can say. You need to be intentional. So if you're not intentional about any of these things, they will automatically happen.
Is marriage as amazing as it is perceived to be?
That's the last question.
Just the title of the video.
Oh, okay. Marriage is as amazing. For marriage, I think truly, it is a union. It was designed to be beautiful. It is supposed to be, what do they call this? It's supposed to be church. You'll have to cut this. But it is beautiful as it is perceived to be. The one thing that I would say is that people think that that's just gonna come automatically. So you do have to work. Just like everything that you want in life, you do have to work for it. So if you do get two individuals that just think that, well, this person is supposed to serve me and I'm just gonna sit here and do nothing, then it's not gonna be as beautiful as it is supposed to be. But if you get two people that are really servants, and you are just concerned about how do I make Mo happy, and now you are so concerned about how do I make Tato happy, then it is gonna be that beautiful. But if you get selfish people that are just like, this thing is about me. So marriage, if you are selfish, don't even think about getting married, because marriage is one thing that is never for you. It is not for you. So if you're just getting married for yourself, because now then it won't be as beautiful. But if you do it the right way, it is as beautiful as how it's perceived to be.
Boom. She just dropped the mic.
Thank you very much then, guys, for watching. That's it from me and Moti. I hope you really enjoyed that. If you have any questions, please do comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to go to Tato's channel and subscribe. So yes, until we meet again, that's it. Bye.
Okay.